From the historical dispersal of Suzhou prints overseas to the extraordinary journey of contemporary collector Christo van der Berg over 40 years to rediscover these works, Suzhou prints represent the pinnacle of Chinese color printmaking. However, these exquisite works, once widely circulated in the Jingnan region, have virtually no surviving works inside China, but instead have been preserved in Europe and Japan. This historical phenomenon reflects the unique nature of prints as consumer goods and the lack of attention paid to printmaking within traditional Chinese collectors.
These prints were very popular when they were produced, and we presume that many copies were made. It is difficult to believe that almost none have survived in China. Can you explain the reason of this?
To our best knowledge, Suzhou prints were primarily produced for the Chinese markets and the urban population in and around Jiangnan cities. Prints were ephemeral. They were pasted or hung on walls, given away as gifts and sets, or were acquired as souvenirs. Once those prints were faded or torn, they were likely disposed of or replaced with new ones. There was also no tradition to collect prints in China, or to consider them as works of art. This might be a reason why hardly any of those prints survived there. At present, we do not yet understand entirely how European and Japanese agents, travelers, and merchants acquired Suzhou prints and how they were channeled towards foreign markets. However, the survival of those prints as wall decoration in European castles and palaces is evidence that they found their way to Europe. Other prints were collected, preserved, and even copied in Japan.
These prints were mainly preserved outside China, some as wall decorations in Europe or in the Japanese collections. We know Krista have been searching for these prints for many years. There must be some interesting collection stories.
Krista assembled these prints over more than 40 years in pioneering ways, eventually creating the most comprehensive collection of Suzhou color prints in private hands. As far as we know, few, if any, of these prints have survived in China, and US institutions will have only sporadically but never systematically acquired Chinese prints. When Krista began discovering and acquiring these single-sheet color prints in private collections, households and auction houses throughout Europe and in Japan, few scholars knew about this material and appreciated it. Krista's lifelong commitment in finding, studying, and understanding this print material and sharing his finds with specialists worldwide has gradually attracted our attention to this material. As for stories, I remember that Krista once told me about having discovered a Suzhou print inside the cover of a wooden chest that had belonged to a Swedish marine sailor. This sailor possibly acquired it in China and then pasted it inside his private chest that traveled the seas and eventually found its way to Sweden. So in order to acquire this print, Krista purchased the whole chest.
Krista's systematic collection work over 4 decades has not only reunited scattered Suzhou prints worldwide, but through academic research and international collaboration has also promoted a renewed understanding and appreciation of this art form. Another striking artistic characteristic of Suzhou prints is their innovative practice of integrating Western and Chinese painting techniques. How was this cross-cultural artistic exchange achieved? What does it reflect about the cultural exchange pattern of the 18th century?